What's up, guys? This is Primal Podcast. My name is Dennis Timmerman. We got a guest today, AMOS.
Yeah, hey, thanks for having me.
Nick Reitnauer.
All right, so AMOS BUELOW. BUELOW?
Yep, BUELOW.
BUELOW. All right.
How do you spell it?
BUELOW.
God, I never got that out of that.
So we got AMOS today. He's going to be talking a little bit about his coaching business practice that, how long have you been coaching for now?
8 months.
8 months. On your own.
Yeah.
All on your own.
Yeah, so
Jumped out into the abyss on that one, huh?
Yep.
So how's it going so far? How's your coaching business going?
It's going decently. Obviously, there's a lot to learn as an entrepreneur, and I never thought I was going to be one. I actually started out working in the fitness industry, got my degree in exercise science, tried personal training, strength conditioning, managed a gym here in town, 9-round kickboxing for a little bit. And looking back at my life, I found out that everything I had been doing has kind of pointed me towards being an entrepreneur. So, and I also realized that there was so much more I wanted to do with helping people than just the fitness component. They'd come in for maybe a few months at a time, and then they'd leave because they were getting a divorce, or they were having troubles at home, or they were working too much, working overtime. That was everything to them. They didn't have a good relationship at church. All these things were influencing their exercise life, but I wasn't in a good position to help them. And so that's why I decided to step out. It's obviously difficult for people to ask for help, and coaching, like health and life coaching, isn't really a big thing in the Midwest yet. It has been around for a long time, but it's still a very new concept. If you talk to someone about it, they don't really know how to explain it. A lot of that comes down to you have to see the value in coaching. That's usually business owners and entrepreneurs that do. So speaking to the regular person, it's hard to get them open to the idea of coaching, but it opens up your life to tons of possibilities and just more joy and being present with the people around you. So
AMOS is already trying to hire Nick as a coach.
Yeah.
Talking for 10 minutes, he's already trying to hire him as a coach, so he
Yep.
believes in it. So what kind of stuff do you offer in your coaching, I guess?
Yep. So I offer a one-on-one coaching program. It's an 8-week program where we touch on health, career, finances, relationships, and connection to God. Those are the 5 big areas that we put attention towards and find out where you need the most attention. But it is step-by-step taking you through building a foundation through goal setting and clearing the clutter in your life. Figuring out the food and the exercise part of it. We spend 2 weeks on that, where that's where you get your energy and your motivation. You have to have those pieces in place. You gain confidence from that. And then after that, we get into life coaching, where we're looking at those 5 big areas in life and making sure that you're not sabotaging yourself, figuring out where the sabotage is coming from, whether it's from you or from outside of you, how to actually relax throughout your day, how to be present with the people around you, to give attention to your relationships, whether that be your wife or even at work, relationships there. Slowing down, appreciating your time here on earth. It could be over in an instant, so we're not going to let a day go by where you feel like you're wasting your life or stuck. So that's kind of an overview. And then July 8th, I'm turning into more of men's group coaching, and I also do Christian mentorship for men. That's a big part of my background. My dad's a pastor, both brothers are pastors, my grandpa as well, so I thought about that for a long time. But I'm getting into group coaching for men because I see that as a need, that men aren't really opening up about the challenges they have, which can honestly lead to divorce. That's something that happens a lot. So giving men an opportunity to go through my coaching program, which I am bringing it down to 6 weeks for the group. And that's going to be in person. We're going to do workouts together. We're going to have sessions together once a week. We're going to go through that coaching program, but also be there for each other in a group. And then turning that into a monthly men's group after that you're free to come to and invite people to. So that's kind of the direction of my ministry. I want to bring that to different churches and around the country, and then build a community off of that. So,
What made you decide to go this route? Like, were you fed up with just seeing people not getting progress? Were you like giving all you had and not getting the progress that you should have been getting out of that from your clients?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 2 different things. That's one of them for sure. People would come in, and like I said, they'd come for 3 months or 2 weeks to 3 months to a year, and then I wouldn't see them again because something else was more important. I had to work overtime every single day, or a relationship fell off. And yeah, you're giving them all that attention, and then they're sabotaging it, and you're not in a position to help them from that front. So being a health and life coach, getting certified as that, puts me in a position where that's my focus, is that yes, we do health in regards to exercise and nutrition, but we're touching on emotional, we're touching on career, we're touching all those different areas to make sure you're well-rounded and you're aware of it. It's being aware of it, being curious about it, switching your mindset so that you're not going to talk bad about yourself, you're not going to have these negative beliefs that hold you back. You're in a neutral position where you can literally choose to go the direction that's beneficial to you without reacting to it, without already being in that situation. You step back, you're curious, you learn from it, you move forward. Failure breeds success is kind of the idea, but that failure doesn't push you back, it actually moves you forward. When people ask me, when I talk about moving forward, I say the first step isn't forwards, it's backwards. People say, oh, you just gotta take a step. I say take a step backwards, figure out where you're at, figure out what path you're on, step back out of the path so you can see the other one. And that's the best way to move forward, is to always take a step back, be aware, be curious. So yeah, that's the first thing. I kind of get off track, but the second thing is it comes back to my dad, my brothers, my grandpa being pastors. I'm one to always try to find fulfillment, every single day, every single week, and in my career. And I wasn't quite feeling fulfilled at 9 Round just because I wasn't helping people the way that they needed, the way that I think God has called me to do. And so being open to that, I'm always trying to take action on it right away when I'm aware that I need something else. And so I took action on becoming a coach because it lets me be more of a pastor to people, and it puts me in a deep relationship with someone where we can talk about religion. I can be a Christian mentor to them. I can listen to them when no one else takes a minute out of their day to listen to how you're actually doing. It's just the how are you good conversation is the deepest conversation that most people have on a week-to-week basis. And it's wrong, I don't like it, and so I needed to purposefully be somewhere where people are putting themselves in a position where, hey, we're having deep conversation, and that's what's moving you forward. So, but yeah, spreading God's word is another piece to it. I needed to be in a place. That's where I find fulfillment, is adding that Christian aspect to it. That means everything to me. So,
cool. So yeah, you kind of didn't like what the rules are, so you kind of made your own on this one.
Yeah.
And I think that needs to happen more, for sure, across the board. What do you think, Nick?
I think over like the past 15 years of training, I mean, you hit it with it. You get all kinds of questions and stuff like that goes beyond like the training stuff. Like, what should I do about financial questions? A wife or husband cheating on. Like, I've had that. I'm like, I'm just your personal trainer. You know what I mean? So I think personal training, since you got into that, started with that kind of, it does like all of a sudden you start thinking, oh shit, like there is more to being healthy and well-rounded than just the exercise, the nutrition. Really does come down to, as far as like, if you take it just on the training and physical side of it, you need the sleep, you need a good relationship at home, you need, financial security. If it's religion you think, you need that. You probably don't know. I'm a pantheist, so I don't really like organized religion. So that's like kind of a hard one, because I get a lot of people that talk to me that when we're in here training, and I just, I get into like some deep conversations with people about stuff like that, but
deeper than you would get.
Yes,
like,
yeah,
normal
way
life.
deeper. Like, yeah. I don't try to sometimes, but they start asking me questions or this and that. But at the same time, being that I am that way, I also understand that some people need that and like that. In fact, just an hour ago, one of my clients was in here, and I don't even remember the song we played to get him pumped, but it's I think it's "Victory in Jesus" or something like that. So. At the same point, I'm not going to tell you not to go that route. You know what I mean? Like, so I do think some people do need religion, or some kind of I may not follow the same type of religion you do, but I do have like a higher source that I go toward. You know what I mean? I do need that in my life. You know what I mean? So there are those, those pillars like you talked about to hit. You really do need those. Otherwise, even with one missing, you're going to kind of feel lost and like confused and just, you know what I mean? So if you can fill those in, it does make a huge difference. So, but like I said, you obviously are a much better coach as far as like the life stuff than I'm a pretty blunt, straight up person. Like, yeah, like I get into it. I'm usually too blunt with people and too straightforward with people about stuff. So I try to like tone it down when people ask me those questions. I try to avoid some of those like answers because I'm like, you know, let's just stick to training right now. You know what I mean? But it is interesting because, you know, most personal trainers, if you talk to them, you know, we do feel like psychologists almost. You know what I mean? It's like there's that constant thing because, you know, if you're not performing in the gym or your sport or whatever, a lot of it does come down to, I mean, I know the percentages on your lifts you're doing. I know all these things. I know your nutrition is there. So what is it? You know what I mean? What is holding you back? What is keeping you from that? Is it, you know, home life? Is it financial stresses? Is it, you know, religious thing? You know what I mean? So there are those things that sometimes you do have to dig into to help them even increase their physical aspects of life too. So it really does all, you know, circle around. So
I think most of us get into this whole thing because we like working out, you know, the physical thing. But like as you go along, you realize after you do it for long enough, you realize the physical could only get you so far. You got to start filling in those other grooves. So is there anything else you want to touch on before we wrap it up? Or
I would just say, don't be afraid to talk to people about it, or at least find the people who are willing to listen. I know they're kind of few and far between, but put yourself in situations and around people that actually care to listen to you because it's so helpful. Get it out of your system. Actually speaking something, grudge, or something that's on your mind, it gets it out of your body instead of you holding on to it.
You're physically letting it go.
Physically, yeah. It's as simple as that. I talked to a 68-year-old gentleman last week who still hates his stepdad who abused him like 60 years ago, and he just hates this guy. And this guy's been dead for like 11 years, and he's still letting it affect every single day of his life. So let it out.
It's so much wasted energy that people are putting into something that's, you know, they can put
can't-
energy into something positive.
can't do anything about
Exactly.
it. You know, the
Yeah.
dude's dead. What are you gonna, you know,
Right.
dig him up and beat his ass? I mean, it's, you know, it's like it's not gonna, you know, let that shit go.
Yeah.
It is mental health awareness month.
Is it?
Something like that.
I thought
I'm
that
pretty
just
sure it's. Yeah, I don't know. But no, I really do think like people do need to talk. Like, I'm ground zero for taking shit and just burying it down there and then exploding. You know what I mean? So like, I know I need to talk and everything like that. But yeah, it's a very hard thing for me to do. I'll talk to, if someone asks me a question, I'll talk all day and tell them everything, but I'm not one to burden people with my problems either. You know what I mean? And I understand too, like there's certain people that it's really not a, you know, burden to them. But, you know, I've always just taken it, just buried it way deep. You know what I mean? And then just kind of go with it. And then I blow up one day and I don't know why. And then I go, oh yeah, it's because I didn't deal with that shit. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I do think it is, and it's not necessarily, I think too many guys think it's like for women, you know what I mean, to share their feelings and everything. And guys just need to get over that shit. So I do think like what you're doing, you know, what you're doing is definitely beneficial because if you can get guys to start opening up, I mean, it really does help for people to talk. You know what I mean? It's just a matter of finding, you know, if you can get them to, or if they finally reach that point in time where they need to, you know. So starting a business like that, reaching out, I mean, I'm glad there's guys like you because I don't want to do that. You know what I mean? Because I'd be sitting there like, I don't. It's like, I don't know, you know, it's like,
You know, as a coach, you ask the right questions at the right time. You open them up to new perspectives. Most people know what to do. It's following through with it. So the support and accountability is massive.
right.
But when the actual coaching, I can offer suggestions and advice, but like I'm not in your shoes. And so when it comes to like, use it as an example, exercise and food, we all know what to do. So you don't need necessarily as much advice as you need a coach. You know, that's what I've been talking to you about. Like I went to school for it. I know what to do. I know I can compete. but having a coach, having that accountability, and investing in it makes all the difference. It shifts your mindset. So
even just having somebody like, you know what to do, just having someone say the same thing. All right, cool. Yeah.
Yep.
Like I ask a lot of questions where I already know the damn answer to it, but I want someone else to reaffirm that,
Exactly.
you know, and it does help out a ton. So
yeah. And then only other thing, you were talking about guys. That's the hardest part about my business is getting guys to open up and getting them to see the value in this. But I always ask them the question, like, if you're a strong man, is it okay? You do the hard things if you're a strong man, right? You do the hard things. You don't do the easy things. Yes. Is it harder to talk to someone about what you're struggling with, or is it harder to not talk about it? It's way easier to just keep it in and not talk about it. So if you're a man, be strong, open up to someone, work through your challenge 10 times faster, be there for your wife and your kids at home instead of bottling it up. So you're still being a man, you're being more of a man if you open up about
I
it.
agree.
So that's how I like to explain it.
Makes sense to me.
Good.
I need to work on that. That's for sure.
Yeah, we all do, yeah. Cool.
All right. Amos, where can they find you at? You got a website or?
Yep. So you can look up just my personal name on Facebook, Amos, AMOS, BUELOW, BUELOW, or my business is called Coaching by BUELOW. There's a Facebook page, there's an Instagram page, there's a website, coachingbybelow.com. Always posting on social media, trying to give you valuable content, speaking to what we're talking about today. And if you need anything else, someone to talk to, please just message me. I mean, that's what I'm here for. That's what I want to do. I've always wanted to be part of those conversations. I know how much it's needed. So, reach out.
Boom. Check us out, Primal SFSD. Just search that on all the things. You'll find us.
all the things.
All the things. All right, guys. Thanks for watching.
Thank you.